You know, the local media has an agenda that they're going to serve. I don't know who's in charge of it or what it is, if it's like a headless monster.
You know, I was pretty happy with that one at Gerbils the other night.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, yeah.
That was a good pizza.
Yeah.
Fat wallets and empty hearts. Which...
Fat wallets, empty hearts.
It's insane how little musicians get. So, yeah, if you're interested in support, not just me, but any musician that you like, one of the best ways to do that, it sounds old school because it is purchase their music, purchase their merch, you know.
Hey guys, this is Mark from Rat Rod.
Hi, this is Mikey P from Skell.
Hey, this is Jeff from the Bell Jumpers.
Skell.
Probably be Paul, because he's awesome.
This is Jessica for the band Dimitus. You're listening to Pennsylvania Rock Show.
What's up, everyone? It is Bill, and you're tuned into the Pennsylvania Rock Show on music from the 412.com, megarockradio.net, and 107.1 KFGD, St. Louis, Missouri, xrpradio.co.uk in Scotland. Build the Scene Radio right here in the thriving metropolis of Leechburg, Pennsylvania, rooterooradio.com on the beaches of San Diego, California, and in the city of brotherly love on oldiesxl.com. This is episode number 683. With me tonight are two members of the band Crash Army. And as soon as my mouse, there we go. So Josh and Justin are with me. What's up, gentlemen?
How are you? What's up, Bill?
I'm doing good. And everything seems to be working so far. That's a plus.
Great.
At the beginning of the show, you heard from Yigga Digga. That song was called Ride or Die. I literally just got that put into the library. Actually, everything you heard, I just put in the library today. We followed that with Caught on Sight and their song 28. And just a few moments ago, you heard Overload in Stereo's new track, 100 Foot Tall. So that's where we're at so far. So Josh, you were on, I think, 3 questions in a song. I don't know if I had you on the PA Rock Show. Were you on the PA Rock Show?
What was that? We did an interview a while back. It was last year.
I think it was probably 3 questions in a song then. Similar thing, same person, same type of questions. More music, that's the difference. So you guys have a pretty big show coming up on August 17th, and I know you wanted to push that, so let's get that out of the way, and we'll mention it again later, but why don't you tell us a little bit about that show?
So August 17th, Crash Army and another local band, The Quiet Loud, will be joining Sponge, some Detroit rockers. We'll be joining them on the stage at the Crafthouse. We've recently just played with them in May at the Whiskey A Go-Go. So we're kind of just continuing the train, you know?
Yeah, very excited to play with Sponge again.
You just kind of glazed over that Whiskey A Go-Go thing. I saw a video. I saw things that I didn't need to see. I think you got married during that trip, and you're just like, oh, not you. That was
the first time. That was the first time we went. I got married our first trip. So that was when we went and played with a band. I want to say their name was Aftershock, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry if I'm getting that wrong. Yeah, that was our first trip out there when we went to record Classified. So our second trip was to specifically go play with Sponge at the Whiskey.
And would just so happen to be the first show I got to play with the band as well.
Yeah, and that was his first show with us.
So that's one heck of a show for your first time.
Yeah. I was gonna say that could be a letdown, but you're playing with Sponge again.
We have high hopes.
That's a Drusky Entertainment show too, correct?
That is a Drusky show.
Yeah, we have a partnership with them, which I'll be giving away some tickets later to Four Chord Music Festival, which is this weekend.
Talk about that lineup's amazing, isn't it?
No, the thing that really caught my eye, though, being who I am, is that Punchline is playing.
Of course.
And
Yeah.
that's
the day I'm going. I'm only going on Sunday, so I'm actually very excited to see them. So
Paul, who is not in Punchline anymore, but Paul Menotiades, I was his boss at Kennywood, and I used to get him out early so he could go to his shows. Like, no, I have a show at. I'm like, man, you're killing me. You could have told me that when I made the schedule.
ironically enough.
But yeah, so I got him out. Sometimes it was close.
They're actually not far from, their origination was right in Bell Vernon, which is 10 miles away from me. Really close, actually.
Exactly where Bell Vernon is. That's where I've been teaching.
Oh, really? That's amazing.
Yep. It's St. Sebastian. It's actually North Bell Vernon. Right by the gas station with the McDonald's in it.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I knew that would give it away.
Every single day out the newsstand. So yeah, I know exactly.
Yep. All right, so you also released Classified, and it's in the background there behind us. And I guess this is more for Josh, but can you tell us a little bit about that recording trip?
So that was a cross-country trip considered for Mike and Corey, who they drove across the whole United States to conduct this trip.
Slept with their equipment.
I've heard a story where they slept at an abandoned Golden Corral. You know, it was just being remodeled, renovated, whatnot, and they slept in the parking lot in the U-Haul. So, and it's not just like a normal U-Haul; it was in a trailer. They took a trailer, so.
Yeah. And while they were doing the road trip, you were.
We flew out. Me and my soon-to-be wife. We flew from Pittsburgh to Los Angeles, got a rental car, drove overnight to Las Vegas. Actually went to a Taco Bell at like 3 a.m. that serves alcohol, which was pretty cool. Yeah, and then just got hitched. Then we honeymooned at Universal Studios. Pretty cool.
What was the recording process itself like? I mean,
it was a time crunch, just because we really didn't budget for the correct time that we should have put into it. But with the time we had, we really pumped it out. It was, I'd say, pretty planned out. The engineer, Alex Williams, he was pretty well versed with that whole system in that room particularly, so he kind of knew what he was doing. Can't really go wrong there.
Where did you record at?
We recorded that at the Village in West LA.
And why LA?
We originally wanted to just play something out of state. We just wanted to do a festival or something out of Pittsburgh. And Corey somehow met somebody on Facebook who perpetuated that whole plan. I'm sure you're actually familiar with local band Smokeout, right?
Mm-hmm.
BG. Yep. Well, he was planning a festival that Corey was trying to get on it, but our dates wasn't lining up or something along those lines, and we just wasn't able to make it work. So I came up with the bright idea of, well, why don't we just go out there and record our next album? We'll still go out there and do something, you know?
Hey, so now, Justin, have you watched the video from that trip?
Oh, yeah. This is my best friend. We've been best friends for probably the better part of 13 years now. So I was in contact with the band the whole trip. they FaceTime me. He FaceTimed me on his way through the desert, on his way out to the little white chapel in Las Vegas. I mean, we're what a better place else to get married at, But yeah, I definitely kept in touch and got to see everything on the way there.
So none of it. I was going to say that you probably had some like enlightening moments watching the video, but it doesn't sound like that.
I definitely did. Well,
he got to live it basically. He got to see it in real time as we were doing it, so it was pretty. Him seeing the documentary itself was pretty. I'd say probably underwhelming for him, but
I got to see all the extra things.
Hey guys, what we're gonna do? We're gonna take a short break. I am going to play "Declaration of Independence" by Crash Army, and they're going to talk about that song when we come back.
Wonderful.
Music featured with the best of Pittsburgh's local artists? Music from the 412 is seeking bands and solo artists from Pittsburgh and beyond for our channel and exclusive shows. Simply visit musicfromthe412.com and look for our submission form under the Contact tab. Whether you're looking for an interview feature, concert promotion, or airtime for your latest song or music video, Music from the 412 has you covered. Get exposure for your music today.
It's Bonnie Diver with music from the 412 and your concert calendar. Coming up on Thursday continues Thunder Thursdays. That is a series that's going on at the Pittsburgh Shrine Center. This Thursday will be the Shelley Duff Band. Coming up on Thursday at McCandless Crossing, it's a series of music that goes on from 6 until 8. Curtis and the Shakers will be playing. Friday night, the Matt Barani Band's going to be playing up on Mount Washington. Check them out at Monterey Bay. Saturday, Shot of Soul will be at the Sports Grill in Cranberry starting at 7. And on Saturday, it's the Brookline Breeze Fest that's going on. That's from 10 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon. Saturday and Sunday, big show coming up. The Four Chord Festival is happening. That's at the Washington Wild Things Park. Saturday night in the Ambridge area, check out Jimmy Miller and the Free Fall Dance Band. That's at the Filipino American Club of Ambridge. Friday through Sunday, 3 days of music. The 22nd Heritage Music Blues Fest. That's in Wheeling. They've got national acts including Joe Louis Walker and Tinsley Ellis, and a lot of local and regional bands playing too. Find out more at heritagemusicfest.com. And Cindy Stock's going to be coming up on August the 18th and August the 19th, a Friday and Saturday night. That's up in the Wexford area. Benefits local cancer groups, including a group that I lead, Hairpiece Charities. Henry Diltz, the Woodstock photographer, will be there on Friday with his slideshow and stories about the album covers that he did photos for. Crosby, Stills and Nash, James Taylor, the Eagles, and so many more. Saturday, all-day music starting at 4. Includes a dinner buffet. Find out more at cindystock.org. That's your concert calendar. I'm Bonnie Diver with music from the 412.
10 Band TV is your network for live and on-demand sports, concerts, and more direct to your living room. Catch up on the latest regional sports highlights or catch a concert from the comfort of your own home. You can even stream music from the 412 anytime to your TV, internet, or smart device. 10 Band TV is free and streaming daily to Western PA and surrounding regions. Learn more at 10band.tv. Music from the 412 is proud to feature local Pittsburgh musicians on our 24-hour radio station. Tune in online or stream to your smart device to listen to the latest songs from some of the best bands in the burg. You can even submit your own original tracks online. Join us in supporting our local music scene. Tune in today to Music from the 412, Pittsburgh's home for original music.
And we're back.
Hey, what's up, Bill?
So, those of you watching the video got to hear Bonnie Diver, which is an amazing addition to music from the 412. Are you guys familiar with Bonnie? Does she sound familiar?
I've heard her voice before. Her music sounds familiar. Probably from I've heard it in circulation before.
Yeah. So Bonnie does the traffic report on DVE in the morning. And she is also the morning person on 3WS. And she's doing her own show on Music from
That's
412 now.
where. Okay.
Yeah. She's doing Bonnie with a Y. WHY is how it's spelled. And she's doing deep
watching
dives
that as well.
into prog music. Yeah. Okay, so I just played your track Declaration of Independence. Tell me a story about it.
Fun story. I was so picky about recording that song. I don't know why. I don't know. We probably did 20 takes on drums, just because I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Well, just as any recording process. I mean, you take a few takes on things, but yeah, that was one where I was really picky with.
Do you have any? See, you got to give me a little bit more so I can bring the pizza question in.
The pizza question. All right. Okay, so we ended up. That was one of the songs that we felt were. Me and Corey both felt were incomplete. So we went to another studio when we came back. Actually, October Studios. I'm sure. Have you ever heard of them?
I have not actually.
They're up in Elwood City. It's actually a really nice little facility. I would recommend checking them out. But in the meantime, we went there just to record an extra song to put on the album, which was In My Head. We re-recorded that, and then Declaration was one of the songs that we actually added a few tracks to. We added the vocal harmonies and stuff additionally because we just didn't have the time in California to really do what we wanted to do.
Cool. So the pizza question is, what is the best pizza you've had because you're a musician? And you could tell me about eating it in a studio, which is why I pushed it there, or on your way to a show, or any way that you can link this pizza to being a musician.
Okay, so I can tell you another story from when me and him was in a band in like high school. So we were recording a demo, and we were a 3-piece, and we got a pizza. We was just in a little small town, and that was all. That's all you could get was pizza. Well, we got pizza, and for any vocalists who don't know, cheese is not your best friend when you're trying to record or just trying to sing in general. You don't want to eat cheese. Cheese really messes your vocals up. So we ate a whole pizza and then had to come back the next day and record vocals twice.
Let's say we found out the hard way. Don't eat cheese. And I used to scream in the band that we used to be in 10, 12 years ago. And yeah, cheese is not good for your vocal cords. It is not. It is not your friend before you try to do anything on stage. Record, do not. Stay away from it. But eat it afterwards. Enjoy it always.
Do you remember where the pizza was from?
It was from some strange town. We can't even remember. It was actually in a pastor's house that we recorded at.
Yeah, that was
ran a recording studio for the side. Yeah, but I'd say best pizza was that pizza we had down in Los Angeles.
We had Dobrik. Yeah, we went to Dobrik's Pizza in West Hollywood. That was really good.
We had the hot honey pepper. It was amazing.
Did you say honey pepper?
Yeah, hot honey pepperoni.
Yeah, hot honey pepperoni. Yeah, it was amazing.
Are you telling me there was honey on the pizza?
They put hot honey on top of the pepperoni, I believe. I don't know if it was glazed or what. But
hold on, Bill. Let's pump the brakes. What they do is they infuse red pepper flakes in the honey to make the honey spicy.
I don't care. It's still honey.
Oh, dude, it's amazing.
Honey is gross.
You don't like honey?
I don't like honey.
Oh, well, you don't really taste the honey if you ever.
It is bee shit. Oh.
Too late now. Yeah, it's just not my thing.
Yeah,
well, I guess hot and sweet. I kind of get it.
Whenever
honey's an acquired taste.
Well, at almost 47 years old, I still haven't acquired it. All right, so let me look at my times here. Okay. If you could sit down to dinner with 4 people, through the history of the world, so they could already have passed on, or maybe they don't exist yet. What 4 people would you two want to sit down with? So you have to discuss them a little bit, but at least one of them has to be a musician.
All right.
So
what? Four people for both of us each.
So you got 2, I got 2.
All right.
I would say Nostradamus and Steve Jobs. Those are my 2.
Okay, why those 2? While he's doing that, that'll give Justin some time to think.
Yeah, I don't know how we came up with that on the spot.
Well, Nostradamus, because there's just so many things that you could get into with it, with that whole realm of what he is famous for. You know, he was. We'll say he's good at predicting things. And then Steve Jobs, he was a very smart businessman. So I'd love to just sit and pick his brain for a good hour. I mean,
Okay,
the things that he could teach you would be amazing.
All right. I'll follow up with that. I guess I'll stay on more of the astronomical sides of things because.
Wait! Don't forget, I did say there have to be at least one musician, and he didn't pick one.
Oh, I'm a musician.
So now do I have to pick 2, Bill?
No, just 2 people, but one of them does have to be a musician.
All right, I have to say, well, I'll start off with I guess I'd have to say Stephen Hawking, really, because I'm really into space, really into outer space. Everything that's scientific, I don't know, it's just really, I don't know, it gets to me. I love it. You know, I love learning about all of it, or trying to. And he was one of the smartest people of our time, really. And I have to say second would have to be, maybe it sounds a little corny, but Kurt Cobain. You know, he is one of our, he was definitely our favorite artist, I'd have to say. For a long time growing up, he was an inspiration for our first band whenever we were kids as well, too. And also, too, I feel like he might be a little bit of an inspiration to Crash Army as well, you know. If you've listened to the music, you can kind of feel that grunge vibe, you know.
Yeah, Corey does heavily influence off of a lot of Nirvana. A lot of Smashing Pumpkins as well.
The playlist for tonight, it includes a little bit of local grunge. The next song we're going to play is King Catfish, and their track Neptune Street, and we're also going to hear from Neostem a little bit later. Their song, although this one's a little more on the metal side, they're definitely a grungier band. Is that a word, grungier? This one's called Mudhole, though. But I definitely took the Crash Army sound and made sure that I put a couple more bands in it that would fit with you guys. If like you could go play a show with them.
I'd say King Catfish, their sound is pretty close to ours. There's some relevancy there.
And Neostem definitely has some Nirvana-esque songs. This isn't one of them, but they do have some.
There's a few that I've heard live. They play pretty good live.
All right, so let's see. Speaking of grunge, who is your Dave Grohl? Who do you want to go up on stage with and perform a live song, since Dave's known to bring people up on stage with the Foo Fighters?
So I am a heavy Alkaline Trio fan. That I would love to go on stage with them. That'd be fun.
How about you, Justin?
That's a tough one for me. You know, just because I just went and watched and seen the band. I just seen the Clarks at the Fayette County Fair actually just this past weekend. You know, and I'd have to say it's them. You know, they put on one heck of a performance. They're right from Connellsville, you know, from Fayette County, and I don't know, they're just a great band to listen to. If you haven't listened to them, definitely need to check them out.
They are playing. I wish I remember the date. Why can't I think of it? It's terrible. They're playing.
On 4 right now, I believe.
They're doing a show in Irwin.
Community Day, I want to say it is.
Yeah, and I can't remember the date. Music from the 412 is going to be set up right next to their merch desk or merch table.
Yeah, they have a lot of energy.
I won't be there though. I will be at a different show at Subalpine doing the same thing.
I'm sure Rocky will be taking the reins on that one.
Rocky's going to be on Main Street in Irwin, and I'm going to be at the Subalpine with the Zombies.
Nice.
Not the band of Zombies. It's a show with zombies. I'll be at the metal show. He's going to be at the community event. If you know anything about us, that makes perfect sense. Okay, let's see. I'm going to ask another question. I think. Yes. If you could sit down with any songwriter in the history of the world, who would you want to write a song with?
That is a very good question. I'd want to say my choice would be. I would say my choice would be Freddie Mercury or David Bowie. I'd say more David Bowie, just for his lyrical content.
Okay. How about you, Justin?
Ooh, I think might have to go with either maybe David Gilmour, lead singer of Pink Floyd, or a guitarist, or man, that's a tough one. Maybe I'd even have to say Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, because I'm not originally a bassist, but I love to play bass guitar as well. I'm originally a guitarist, but that man, he's something else on a bass guitar, so that would be nice.
Okay, very cool. All right, so we're gonna take a momentary terror. I can't speak tonight. Can't keep my brain. We're gonna take a break, and we're gonna listen to Neptune Street by King Catfish, and we'll be right back. Is Bill, and you knew that because you're watching me live on the PA Rock Show. It's been a day. I can't keep my head straight today. I am giving away 2 sets of tickets to the Four Chord Music Fest 9 this weekend, the 12th and 13th at Wild Things Park in Washington. The winner will get to choose which day they want to go to, the 12th or the 13th. It's only a 1-day pass for the 2 tickets. I'm going to do this in 2 parts. So I'm going to spin the wheel one time, and then you're going to see a commercial so I can get the wheel ready again. I think I'm going to put the names on the wheel twice. You'll see I have them on there once right now. They are Tom Trainer, Jennifer Stroop, Ryan Blackwood, Jessica Blackwood, Kim Ansel, Brennan Grimes, Barbara Geisler, Sarah Van Ash, I'm not sure, Derek Reed. I'm going to go ahead and paste those names on there a second time, and then I'm going to shuffle it, and you'll see that happen right in front of you. So there they are. Now I'm going to hit shuffle, and I'm going to press this button and find out who wins those first set of tickets, and then you're going to see a commercial, and I'm going to get reset up, and I'll be right back. So with that said, our first winner is Brennan Grimes. So Brennan, keep an eye out on your email. You should be receiving 2 tickets either tonight or tomorrow, most likely. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back with part 2. This time, the names are Tom Trainer, Ryan Blackwood, Jessica Blackwood, Amanda Close, Brennan Grimes, who just won the first one. It was set up as 2 different contests. If he wins, so be it. Amanda Powers, Steve Elliott, Sarah Van Ash, and Derek Reed. Very similar list. I think there's 1 or 2 different names on there. I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. I'm going to double the entries for everybody. Put their name on there twice. Hit the shuffle button. And then I'm going to go ahead and spin so we can find out who wins the second set. And the winner of the second set is going to be Steve Elliott. Steve, keep an eye on your email. Okay, so Brennan and Steve, you have 2 tickets headed your way, and have fun. Okay, a little bit more internet and video magic. We have about 20 minutes to go. Let's see. Okay, so you guys are leaving a show, maybe the one in LA, because this might have had a better chance of happening in there. And as you're leaving, you notice a DeLorean sitting outside with its door open and a flux capacitor in the back seat, which means you can take that DeLorean and go anywhere in time and bring it back to that exact same moment, and no one will know you're a thief or that you left. Where are you going in time, and what band are you going to hang out with while you're there?
Okay, so if we're just leaving,
Marty hung out with a band.
Okay, so if we're walking out of the whiskey, it would be honestly not too crazy to say that we would go to 1984. Who are we going to run into? Motley Crue.
You can run into you.
I'd go see Motley Crue for the most part. That'd be the main thing. Because the house where they partied is literally right up the hill. So.
See, I thought you were gonna head out with Lemmy, which could have happened then too.
he would be one too. Rainbow Bars right down the road.
Yep. Okay, Justin. You've pushed Josh out in 1984. You've taken over the DeLorean.
Yeah, just
where are you going?
But I'm taking off, leaving them back with that. No, I'd have to say, I might have to say the same thing. Back to the time era where Motley Crue, Led Zeppelin, Def Leppard. Whenever all those bands were
70s and 80s coming up,
starting to rise.
Zeppelin was more. I think they were early 70s, but
I'd love to see that. Yeah, that time era rock and roll, I believe, and I don't know, it would be one of the best to live through.
Get out of the DeLorean and see Jim Morrison going into the whiskey.
Let's get back on some band stuff now that have taken us on this big tangent. It's still going to be an odd question though. All right, so Kiss played to Sharks in a bay in Australia. Metallica played in a dome in Antarctica. What unconventional venue is Crash Army going to play at?
Is or have? Because we've played a few unconventional ones, I'd say.
You could do both. You played it at a haunted mine. I took pictures.
We DIY'd that haunted mine, and I say we killed it. I think that was pretty cool. But we made this conversation before. We want to play in space. We want to be the first band to play in space.
That one, depending on where in space, could be interesting, because I'm going to go science teacher on you for a moment. For sound to work, there has to be things to vibrate, and the matter in space is so far spread out that it's hard to make that happen. So now you have to figure that out. That's Justin's job, apparently, because he said he's into science.
Well, it would have to be an obviously invitation only show.
May have to have Bill do a live stream for us, via satellite.
Yeah. We'll
Yeah,
get
I
you,
don't
we'll
think
get you
they'll-
on the satellite, but
So where can the listeners and viewers get a copy of Classified?
well, that is a very good question. There's currently not any physical copies in circulation yet, but there obviously Spotify, Apple Music. You can purchase physical copy on Apple Music here shortly. Probably within the next month, we'll be able to get physical copies. But you can purchase the digital copy on Apple Music, is what I was going to say.
I Googled it earlier and it came up on a couple different places, and I used the Apple Music link. So maybe I'm Nostradamus. Maybe you're talking to Nostradamus reincarnated.
I personally use Apple Music. That's why I referenced it. But it's on anywhere. There was some ones that there's one called like Shazam that I've never even heard of. So you can get on Shazam too.
Also, if they want to track you guys down, where can they find you online?
CrashArmy.com. That's our website, or obviously our Facebooks and Instagram.
And I have those, and I also have YouTube linked in the show notes as well. So if you're listening to this, go to buildascene.com or crasharmy.com and you'll be able to find them pretty easily.
And we'll also be
So
doing a flash. We're going to be doing a flash sale on like our stock of shirts that we still have from last year. We're going to be putting those out at a discounted rate too. So if you want to get a cool shirt, go to the website.
There you go. So we have about 30 seconds. Give me a quick rundown on what's coming up next for you guys.
Next thing that's coming up, obviously the Crafthouse. We spoke about that already. That's the main thing that we're swinging out of the park. Currently writing new material. Still working on new material to start recording the next album. Which that's going to be 2 years away probably.
Yeah, but any future shows, we don't have anything lined up yet, but we will be sure to post them up on our Facebook, Instagram. Make sure we let everybody know.
Okay, cool. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me on episode 683. And I'm sure I'll have you on again.
I'm sure we'll see you soon, Bill.
Okay. So up next for you, we're going to hear from 13 Occult and their song Skull Crushers from Hell. We're going to follow that up with Neostem Mudhole. Rituals of Insanity for those metal lovers with their song Abolish, and the Perishables Makeshift Disaster, all here on the Pennsylvania Rock Show.